Hi. Gonna do a little check-in. I'm watching Open by Christmas. Allison Sweeney, Brendan Elliott. Um, Allison Sweeney is in Marsden, Ohio, to visit her parents and her best friend. Her best friend's fiance is the dude from Chesapeake Shores who plays Abby's ex. I don't know his name. Um, and I don't know who her best friend is, but she looks familiar. So I gotta be honest. Like, I really love Allison Sweeney. Like, I'd be watching all those Murder She Baked movies, except I didn't see the last one for some reason. I'm also easily distracted, but you know that. Um, but in general, like, I really enjoy her. Like, I loved Good Morning Christmas last year with her and Mark Lucas, and uh, and the one at the lodge, Christmas at Holly Lodge. Freaking love that movie. This one for me started a little bit snoozy. So, and also a little bit unbelievable. And okay, so she, her parents are going to sell the house. They bring out a box of her family home brings out a box of like her of stuff, and there's a card in there that someone in it's like stuck in a yearbook or something that someone wrote to her back in high school, and it says it's basically like, I'm all into you, but like I'm just going to give you this secret note. I'm not going to sign my name. And I really loved it when you complimented me on my drawing and when you congratulated me after that game against Mountain Point or whatever this high school was. Now, and she says, and she's like starts crying, and she's like, I wish I had known this then, because apparently she was like super nerdy, like all into math and stuff, which is a 5-star thing, right? And, uh, like it sounds like she wasn't like, you know, like the popular girl who was doing a bunch of dating in high school, is the impression that she gives us. I can relate to this. Boys had no idea I was alive in high school. Boys actually still don't know I'm alive, but with a few exceptions here and there. But for the most part, that's me. Like super nerdy, not good at math, but very nerdy. I was very, very shy. And my problem with this becoming like a mystery is that, like, I'm 51, so I haven't been in high school for like a really long time. But if there was a dude that I had complimented his drawing and complimented his, like, I don't, and complimented his basketball win or game win or whatever, I just don't think there would be that many boys that I would have to, like, try to figure out who I had talked to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I would have been too shy to talk to that many people. And so I feel like it would have been easy. Like, I feel like it would have been like pretty easy for me to figure out what those clues. So it has me wondering, I'm distracted thinking, how many people did you go around telling them you like their drawing and also that you like their game? Plus, you're supposed to be like at least 15 years younger than I am or something. So you wouldn't even have to go back that far to remember. So that's a stupid little point. But I have to say, once Brendan Elliott shows up, he's a real estate agent who's helping her parents sell their house. And the way that they meet, it's been on the commercials. It's a little meet cute. Like, he doesn't know that she's the owner of the house, thinks she's the person dropping off decorations and stuff. So it's kind of cute. But I always forget how much I like Brendan Elliott. So I have to say, he's picked it up for me when they're in the scenes together. I'm really enjoying it. But they're also trying to do a separate story with the best friend and her husband, and I'm just not as invested in those people for whatever reason. So we'll see how it goes. 49 minutes in, I'm gonna keep going, and I'll be back. Okay, so Brendan Elliott just dropped a good one about like dating and stuff, because he asked what's her situation, is she married, divorced, it's complicated, and she was like single, 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 and she said she guess she's still just working on herself so she can be like a good partner for somebody or something. And then he was like, it's like that parable about the writer, which I don't know if this is a real thing or if they're just making up for the movie, where the novelist keeps working on her manuscript and never sends it out because she doesn't think that it's perfect enough or something. And I was just like, ooh, okay, that's pretty relatable. Maybe some others of you can relate to that. I know I can relate to that because I do know that, well, I mean, online dating is terrible, in my opinion, except that it's, if I ever meet somebody, that's probably going to be the way that I meet somebody. And I have met people that way, and I have had some good times and stuff. But whenever I go out there, like, I hate it, and I don't like to date, and I'm scared of dating. And, like, so if I just keep that up, if I ever do want a partner, then, I won't get one because I have to actually put myself out there to find one. So, anyway, all the single ladies maybe can relate to that. Yeah. Anyway, so that was a good. That was a good one, Brennan. Thanks for that. I forgot one of the major points of what he said because he just said to her, "I think you might be afraid of rejection." Duh. Like, yeah, I think that's human nature, right? And that's a huge reason that, like, I just be chilling and be keeping it status quo and not be looking for anybody because, yeah, rejection does suck. I don't like it, and yeah, I'm getting. I don't mean to be getting this deep on a Christmas movie. It's just a light little rom com, but yet here I am. Okay, bye. Hi, everybody. I finished. Oh my God, I can't even remember the name of the movie. Hold that thought. Open by Christmas. It's not that hard. I think I keep wanting to say, like, don't open till Christmas or something. I don't know why it's so complicated, but you guys know my memory's terrible. I finished it like hours ago, but I don't. I was still trying to process my feelings for this week because I don't know what to say. Um, Here's what I appreciate. Brendan Elliott, as I mentioned before, I always enjoy him. Allison Sweeney. I always like seeing Allison Sweeney. I appreciate that they tried to do something different because it was kind of a story about these two best friends, and like they were kind of doing two different stories, which I feel like it was almost like they were trying to give equal time to each of these actresses, and it was the two. I think the two actresses are the ones who get the top billing. Actually, I don't remember the lady's name who plays her best friend, but so it was an interesting idea, and maybe because it's not formulaic in the way that I expect Hallmark to be, that it's a little jarring and makes it a little of a mishmash for me, and that they were trying to pad out especially the best friend story with her. Like, on the one hand, there were some really good things, like some relatable things and some good emotional things that were going on with the best friend, because the son was 15 and a half. My kid's going to be 16 in December, and she felt like she wasn't spending enough time with him, and she's only going to have him home for 3 more years and stuff, and that feeling that you go through when your kids, like, don't want to spend that much time with you, which, like, I've already been dealing with for years because it's just kind of my kid's personality and stuff too anyway. So but totally relatable, that feeling of, like, this was your kid that you took to sit on Santa's lap and stuff, and now they're, like, grown, and this was your kid that held your hand when they walked across the street, and then one day they didn't want to hold your hand anymore, and shit like that, like, we go through as parents. So, but some of her reactions I felt like were a little dramatic, and that they were just overly dramatic for the situation to try to make that section of the movie meatier, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to explain it. I'm very conflicted. Like, I watched it. I did enjoy parts of it. Parts of it I found kind of boring, and I wouldn't be like, this is on my list of movies that this isn't going to be a classic for me, like Holly Lodge or Christmas Detour or Holiday Engagement or 12 Dates of Christmas. Is that the one that I love so much? Maybe, I don't think that's the name of that movie. The one that I watch all the time, and it's like Groundhog Day, and she gets spritzed. I spritzed you, and you passed out. Why am I totally blanking on the name? It doesn't seem like it's 12 Dates of Christmas because it sounds like that's the name of another movie. Anyway, it's not going to get in my rotation. It's not going to be like that. But, you know, it's not terrible. It's watchable. And I'm really curious to see what people think about this because it does, in my opinion, I mean, I haven't seen every single Hallmark movie there is. I really haven't. Um, the way that it veers from what you normally suspect, where it's just this couple and this couple's romance and then some side characters. So I'm curious to see what people think. I thought it was fine. Definitely not going to be near the top of my list. Um, so it's currently closer to the bottom of my list because I'm trying to rank them as I go. Anyway, as usual, thanks for listening. I've talked way too long. I always find I talk too long about movies that I don't like as much. In other places, I can take like 1 minute and tell you that you should watch it. So, again, conflicted, don't know that you need to put this on your list of things to watch. But if you like Allison Sweeney and you like Brendan Elliott, I would say do it. I wish there was more of them. When it was the two of them on screen, I really did enjoy it. So, but I enjoyed a lot of the aspects. So, all right, I already said all these things. Okay. Thanks for listening. Bye.